I've done that one time. It'll take out the whole system. So I wonder if Bill Gravelis did it anyway. I don't know.
Well, there was talk about wanting to get the YouTube moved over here, but all the uploading and all that stuff, I put it on our guaranteed pipe.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because we had all kinds of Comcast problems where they were.
Yeah, well, I guess there's a problem with them earlier this morning. They're trying to get.
Oh, that was a Samba share.
Oh, okay.
They didn't have the server set up.
Okay.
2019s were working. 2020s were not working.
Okay.
And that was all night long. And then Paul wasn't a great help on troubleshooting it this morning until I started asking him questions and making him dig into that. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, it does say can't connect to network. This is the error I remember we had a month ago. Now I know what to tell Bill.
Oh yeah.
So it was like, so it's also helping him learn.
Yeah.
I don't want to go in and just.
Right hand.
I try to just keep out of it this year. Like, just call me when.
Yeah, but I just reminded me of one care. So, yeah, but you don't want to send that over. It'll crash the network.
Well, it did tell me that we were back up on Twitch, so I think it must have gone back up. So thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, you. I think you were able to purchase your.
The Hole in Win did come back up.
The internet's back. All right.
Let's. Let me just make sure. All right, so hopefully you guys are still joining us here live in the Golden Tee Lounge. Kevin Lindsay with Golden Tee co-creator, senior course designer, lead course designer, whatever you want to call yourself after all these years. But, you know, the man behind the craziness of Golden Tee, 31 years of course designing, of course, alongside our art team. We're about to go hole 5, Oakwood Hills. We're going to try the $100 hole in win. Nobody's been able to hit one yet. I just want to see the new video. And that was a terrible shot. I'm going to blame it on the internet because we've been waiting a while.
Yeah,
the internet went down really quick. But so we were talking to Jim. You were talking about your.
Oh, that didn't make out.
I think you followed
same with me. I thought the wind would give me more than it did. Yeah.
So, let's talk a little bit more. You were going through your process of, checking locations. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's awful. Going on Google Earth and actually researching and putting the time in. How much time do you typically spend deciding the locations for next year's game?
The process for the actual locations, I'm thinking about even before. I mean, I'm thinking about next year. Well, I'm working on next year now, but I'm thinking about where we're going after that. And, so
it's something that's constantly always on your mind.
During the course of the year, if a idea hits me like, that would be a cool place to put a course, or if there's an area of the country that I think would look good, or an idea for, I'll write those down all the way during the course of the year, whether it's a whole idea or course location. And so by the time we're ready to go, I'll have a lot of those things already kind of predetermined a little bit.
Okay, that's yeah, we were both in the rough, just different parts of it.
That's too hard. Shouldn't well with my pitching wedge.
All right, let's see. My chipping has been kind of off all day. Don't normally chip 43 yards out of the sand, but I figured why not try it. So, going back 15 years to the original 5 Golden Tee Live courses, we talked about Bonnie Moore because that's,
3 and 2 9s.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Just talking about Golden Tee Live courses that these guys and gals can play on 2020. Outside of Bonnie Moore, we talked a little bit about Southern Oaks. It's probably one of the most difficult courses you've ever made. What are some of your other favorite courses? What's your favorite course from 2020? And then, what are some of your favorite courses just from overall Golden Tee Live?
Well, that's a tough question because there have been so many. Trying to think. Let me think. For live, I really like Shady Acres. I like that one a lot. A lot of people hate it because it's hard.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I prefer to have a challenge for your Eagles. So I'm trying to think if there's another one. Rocky Hollow I like a lot.
Yeah, Rocky Hollow is one of my favorites, just because there's so many opportunities for those unique eagles, those unique designs with those large rocks and all that. Now, really quickly, because we've got to talk about this, I don't think we're going to make it, but drivable par 5, at least for these original set of tees for Golden Tee 2020. This is kind of exactly what you're talking about, envisioning when you say, the elevation changes are going to be, challenging.
It looks easy. It's not easy.
It looks easy. I'm going to try it. I know it's not going to get there.
Make it.
If I get it there, it's definitely not sticking the green.
Oh, you got it. Look at that.
I lost the backspin though, but
come on, you can't have everything.
Yeah, I know. It's the player in me,
Yeah, you got to the green.
But that's some of the fun things about this course is that it's a simpler course, so to speak, but it has its elevation challenges, which is something we haven't done too much of in the past. And I think with all the
nope.
Get up there.
Nope.
Oh yeah, because you made it. I've hit the rough before, and it's like
a little
nope.
bit left,
Goodbye.
it would have been okay.
It's not a bad
This
drop,
is one of those unfair drops.
That's actually a nice drop.
Here is another example of what I'm talking about. If it's a drivable par 5, there's no way I'm going to give them a drop where it's an automatic eagle anyway.
Right. And honestly, that was a pretty nice drop to potentially chip in from far for an eagle there. So that I can absolutely understand.
I mean, we used to have we have something I haven't used in I'd say 10 years, which are drop spots back at the tee, off of, technically if it's out of bounds, that's what you do in golf. If it's a hazard, water hazard, you put it on the drop. But, I did that for 1 year and we almost got tarred and feathered because they're just used to the easy ones.
Come on!
Whether they made golf sense or not,
Now that almost I hate making my own shot of the week, but that would have been pretty impressive off the water. All right. So actually, that brings me to talk about out of bounds. I have to ask only because it's been asked a few times of us today. So would I already know the answer, which is so the funny part. But do you think we'll ever see the out of bounds zones marked? And I understand, especially with the new tee boxes on some of those courses. Nice putt. Last year, I could see when people because some of those new areas that are reachable with the new tees, but I understand why you wouldn't at the same time.
No, I think the answer I'm going to give you is the one that you expected. I don't really have a problem with it. It's a issue of just work. I mean, either we have to place those down by hand or we have to do it procedurally. It's not to say that we can't do it in the future. I think what people are going to realize is that those out of bounds lines are a lot further out than they think they are.
Right.
We give a lot of leeway as far as how far you can go. Not in some of the older courses, but definitely the newer ones.
Well, especially with the new tee box zones and the variety of, especially with this year's courses and the variety of the tee boxes and all that as well. But no, it's just one of those things that we get asked every once in a while. I'm like, you know what? It's a valid question. Now, the other thing I want to talk about too, as we round the back nine here on Oakwood, is the two courses after Oakwood on the course selection screen that the players won't see until later this year, but the 3D Golf Remaster Coral Ridge and the 2002 Golden Tee 4 Remaster of Castleshire. So I already talked a little bit about the process of hey, I threw out the idea. We have these old files. I found them. Can we make it happen? But talk us through, working on those remastered, because this is the third year where we've brought back courses from the old library and given them a complete facelift. But just talk about the process and how you work that.
Well, really, we're not really bringing them back. We're recreating them. What I do is I take the original mesh that we used for the original course, and I use it as a template, and I basically kind of take a high definition 3D mesh and wrap it around the old one, which gives me exactly the dimensions that the other one had, but with a lot more definition. So I can go in, get up there.
Oh, there you go.
I can go in, basically use the other one. It's kind of like if you took saran wrap and put it on, we within our program, I take that, I overlay it, and then I have the exact outlines of where the fairways and all the sand traps and everything are. I can bring those in and import those into the new mesh, and then we have this brand new one that's a lot more detailed, rounder edges, doesn't have the little squared off. Back then we had technical limitations. We couldn't use a whole lot of polygons, is what they, technical terms. So we're able to process a whole lot more now. So we'll just use a higher density mesh in order to do that. So everything, what the cool part of it is, everything is exactly what it was before. I mean, to the inch. We had a hiccup with, I forget, what was the desert course we did a few years ago?
Was it Rattlesnake?
Rattlesnake, because I think Rattlesnake 16, I left the original Ricochet rock.
Oh, is this the hole 12, the drive hole par 5?
Yeah.
Yes, because I talked about that ever since you told me the story. I've talked about that because I remember going to you and saying, Jim, what did how come you took out the shortcut? So I'll let you tell the story because that's.
I originally left this rock in, and it didn't look good, but it would serve the purposes for the rebound shot.
Yeah, because the original on Golden T4, what you could do is hit a driver, hit the rock, get on the green, and you would still retain backspin, so you could keep that green.
Our artists in the process, their job is to go in and make the stuff look better. Like a stuff that existed in 4 that obviously does not look as good as the stuff that we have now. So in their process, they went in and rounded that rock and made it look nice. Well, that affected the rebound shot. So essentially, it wasn't exactly the same rock as we had before, and then therefore that kind of screwed up I mean, you can still get it, but it's a lot harder.
I don't know if I've ever gotten it all the times.
You got to go to the right side. Before you can kind of hit the middle of that. I mean, it's still attainable, but nowhere near what it was.
Oh no, and I think it's actually so funny because to hear that you were the one that wanted to keep that in, and it was just the artist doing their job and cleaning up.
I don't blame them.
Oh no, not at all. But because it's one of those holes where I'm like, this is going to be a hard one because even with the clubs and the equipment, it's still not an easy hole because of how having the ability to high tee in the different clubs and equipment. You hit that arc pretty easily, or you hit that rock trying to do that bounce shot and it goes nowhere.
Right.
But that I've always loved that. It's just been so funny to me that you try to keep some of those original shortcuts so to speak in there.
Well, I don't want to change the shots if I can help it. Because a lot of people learn how to play those courses back in the day, and you want them to go back to what they remembered.
Oh yeah, ever since we started doing that with the release of Golden Tee 2018, you always get, especially on the social media side too, we always get a lot of people said, hey, I played this course 15 years ago. I went out and played a few games and got back into Golden Tee because of it. You guys have done so much, to make this so fun.
I didn't get that.
Yeah, we should just default it to yes. But so talk a little bit about
5-wood. I guess I got none on this club set.
Uh-oh. You got a 1-iron you can just put through the trees.
I think I finesse at 3, maybe. I don't know. Nope.
No, I think that actually might. Oh, you got all of those
trees.
That's
why that sand's there too.
That's probably better than if you don't went through those trees and get in the water. So what goes into choosing those remastered courses? Because we have 29 or 31 technically 4 courses, and then I don't know, probably 12 to 15. I think it's 15 Golden Tee 3D golf courses. So obviously with the 3D golf courses, it's newer because we just got found those files after so many years. But going back to some of those years where you chose Rattlesnake, obviously popularity is a big part of that. But there's so many courses that were so popular. So how do you and the team kind of choose what to remaster?
I think the biggest thing, like you said, popularity. Which versions of Golden Tee sold the most? Which courses did they play the most, and then personal preference. It's like, hey, this was fun. I think I remember Crawdad being a really fun hole back in the day, so that's why I released that last year. But we have data for some of that, not as obviously as much as we have for the live courses, but we'll look at that a little bit. But then a lot of it is, hey, what did you like? I think I asked your opinion, what you liked back in the day.
Oh yeah, I know. I remember one of the first things I said when I found those files was, Golden T97 stands out to me. And between Pine Creek and Coral Ridge and Red Sands, like all those courses, and it's just fun I haven't had a chance to really play them, just tidbits here and there, but to go back and, relive the childhood experiences, like, I've seen this whole
childhood. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I wasn't a child when I was making that.
You were always a child.
You're making me feel old.
No, a child at heart is what I see. I was literally a child, but when you were making a child at heart,
I can bring back some memories of your childhood.
Oh, thank you. That's why we did it, But that's the fun thing is that not even playing these with the new clubs or the tees, but you look at some of those holes and go, wow, I remember this being like an almost drivable par 4 in Golden Tee 3D or Golden Tee 4, and then now with the equipment choices that we have, it's doable, and it makes we talk about the scoreability of some of these courses. Those old school remasters, they really are scoreable most of the time. Because,
but again, because of the lack of an additional drivable par 5 or a par 5 or drivable par 4. They have a different mix, so even though it seems easy, I should have hit that. I didn't hit it hard.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I got to lay up.
Now this hole is a fun one because we've definitely seen this.
That's in the drink.
I've seen, seeing the various versions since April.
I just tried to swerve it out of the rough.
Yeah,
it doesn't work too well.
It's nice. It's fun to see these designs and how they started off. 4 or 5 months ago when we first put out a version for the team to test and all that, and to see the changes that you guys have made and some of the artists and where you decide to put water. Because I know one of the original versions behind this path was rough before. Now it's water because it is hole 16. You got to have some risk versus reward. So it's always fun to see that side of the development cycle of how the courses change, even not so much this year, but sometimes the beta or the pre-release
that makes
changes.
A big difference. No, actually, that's probably the biggest difference is what players may not know is when we do our beta test, we record every shot that was created. We plot it.
Yeah,
so
we get that data.
We get the data back. Our artists plot that actually on the course, so I can get this overview of where they're hitting it. So if they're exploiting a par 5, for example, I got to make those trees a little bit taller. I make adjustments, or if it's too hard, I can see where they're hitting. Why are they not making this? Where are they hitting it instead? So all of those adjustments are available, and that's the beauty of that beta is we can tweak it and make it fun. Basically, I take the hard holes and make them. The super hard holes make them easier.
More attainable.
I take the super easy holes and make them a little more.
It's a balance game, yeah. Now, I feel like this hole in win should be worth much more than $25 because there's probably very little chance that I'm going to try some stuff. I feel like I'm an Evan Gossett or something here. I know this is most likely going in the water, but we're just going to try it anyways. Oh, I was hoping for the water skip.
The height is too high for that. And,
yeah.
Well, here's what the funny thing. You probably...
The one iron would be perfect for that shot I was trying.
I'm not going to do that, though. What I think a lot of people may not know is that there is a certain... the wind's going to kill it. There's a certain angle range for a object to skip off of water. It's like a physical, I forget what it's like, 18 to 20 degrees or something like that. But whether it's a rock or a golden tee or a regular golf ball, but in golden tee, it's programmed in that exact angle.
Okay.
So if it's coming in on the angle it would.
Oh, I just missed that awfully.
In the real world, it's going to skip. So I think it's like 18 or 20 degrees, something like that. This isn't the best hat for putting.
Yeah, I was thinking that. At least it's up 7, so you just stay pretty straight there. Now it's time for my 5 hybrid chipping to shine. I think I might have gotten the trackball a little
messed up
there.
Sauce.
Yeah, I was not using that hand to eat and play, but
Got sour cream on it.
yeah, I'll blame one of the artists. It's the easier thing to do.
I think it's the taco.
Yeah, I didn't plan. Oh, that's you, Jim.
Okay.
So yeah, hole 18. This is a fun one. You know, you got a huge green.
I
a
see
huge
this is where I
cliff.
missed my 5.
Yeah, the 5 wood there.
All right. That's not bad. Long putt. Long putt.
Now that's where you're definitely gonna have to worry about the rolling over. All right, let's see if I can avoid that. Oh no, I hit that out too far to the left.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe not. No. Nope. No. Yeah, you're up. You're down 10 putt doesn't seem so bad.
You just gotta be confident and nail it, right? The other thing it's kind of devious. I kind of angle those fringes a little bit too.
Oh yeah, but I think for a hole 18, that makes it so like when it comes to competition play too. Like some of these designs, I'm looking at the World Championship going, this is going to be one hell of a hole. Look at that. I just wish it was your player, not Adams, because now I got to see the Baby Gap name on there the entire time. But well, Jim, I know there's a lot more we could talk about, but I think we want to start doing more of these. So we got to wrap up. We got some interviews here for some marketing stuff, but I want to thank you and of course everybody who joined us today. Golden Tee 2020 is out there now, so make sure you go to goldentee.com, click on Find a Game, use the locations and places the tool in the GT Caddy app. You can find a location nearest you. Make sure you call location. Make sure they've got Golden Tee 2020 just because the operators move machines around at this time of the year with the updates and all that. But I think we're absolutely going to do more of these and bring development side in, Jim, Adam, Don. It's fun to do this and to just, as I'll gently call, shooting the shit and talking about the production side that we don't always get to do. So as we develop this new Golden Tee Lounge and what we want it to be with the podcasting and the video streaming and all that, I think this is something that everybody enjoyed. Even JoJo got in on the action earlier and hanging out. But thank you for joining us. Thank you for 31 years of Golden Tee and all of your creative ideas. And thank you guys for joining us.
Yes,
Get out
absolutely.
there and play. Make sure you send your shots. YouTubes are live, so we want to see those crazy shots. Adam and I will publish our bounty hole list. We were going through that the other day.
Yeah, I love this. Just seeing requests for things you want to see. That's.
Oh
great.
yeah, absolutely.
We listen to all of it.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about with Don too. Is that internally, externally with players and operators, we always try to listen to ideas. Obviously not everything's going to get implemented, but just having that open line of communication has been really good for us. So for Jim Zielinski, I'm Kevin Lindsay. Thank you guys for joining us at the Golden Tee Lounge. You never know, we might be back later tonight. It is 2020 launch, so it's a special day for us. But thank you for playing. Get out there, try 2020. Make sure you let us know what you like, what you don't like, and we'll see what Jim and team have got in store for Golden Tee 2021.